Hello and welcome to this video where I'll be sharing a walk that I did from the Kirkstone Pass in the Lake District, taking in a number of the eastern and far eastern fells. The weather was great for this walk and I was feeling fit, so I had a fairly long and challenging route planned. I started from the Kirkstone Pass as it was the quickest point on the route to get to for me. From here, it was up a steep and rocky ascent to Red Screes, then down to the Scandale Pass, and up to Dove Crag. I then continued on to Fairfield, and then northeast to St Sunday Crag. I then descended via Arnison Crag to reach Patterdale. From here, it was back up the valley to Hartsop, then up Gray Crag, and across to Stony Cove Pike, leaving only a short walk back to the car. So, time to get going. So I'm heading down the side of Red Screes now, and it's a little bit wet and slippy underfoot, so I thought I'd stop to take a video rather than keep going. But basically, we've got Brothers Water down there on my right, which is where I'll end up at the sort of nominal halfway point of the walk. But where I'm going now is down here, and then up there to Dove Crag, and then I think that's Hart Crag behind it. So I'm heading on up towards Dove Crag. It's it'll be a couple of K's pull up, I think. But down to the left is Scandale, which is a lovely remote high valley. Looking lovely. And that's Red Screes behind us, where it came down from. So we've been in shadow from Red Screes for basically the whole way down now, and now we've emerged into sunlight.
So here we are at the top of Dove Crag. Yeah, nice views across the valley. There's High Street over there. Red Screes, where I came from. Anyway, onwards to Hart Crag. So I've just come down from Fairfield, down a very steep and rubbly path along here, and I'm now heading towards St Sunday Crag over here. And yeah, the views are great, and especially across to Helvellyn over there is really nice. I was starting to feel a bit peckish on top of Fairfield, but it was quite busy, so I thought I'd carry on. And I'm now at the coal between Fairfield and St Sunday Crag, and I think I found a good spot for lunch. It's a very nice view of Helvellyn. So I've had my lunch now, and I'm back on my way up towards St Sunday Crag. And I've also been given a quest by a couple of people just down there on the coal who have dropped a sat nav somewhere along here, and they've looked for it and they couldn't find it, but then they stopped someone else who said they did see it. So they're debating whether to go back and look again or come back later to have another look. But anyway, my my quest is to keep an eye out for the sat nav, and if I see it then I'll leave it somewhere on the summit cairn. I suppose I might put a little note on it saying awaiting collection by owner. So I'm keeping my eyes out for a lost sat nav, which I presume is brightly coloured. I should have asked what it looked like before I set off. But anyway. So sadly, I didn't see the GPS, and I saw the guy looking for it come up behind me, so I don't think he saw it either. So either it's just hidden next to a little rock, or someone's taken it, I think, which is a shame. Stopped here to check the map, and it's a good job I did, because I need to turn right at this point. So down to the left is Grisdale, but I'm going to be going this way to Birks, and then Arnison Crag, and then down into Patterdale. So yeah, this way. Okay, here we are. I've arrived at Birks, and in front of us we've got a nice view of Ullswater, and I'll be heading down here to Arnison Crags and then into Patterdale, after which I will be going through the little hamlet of Hartsop and then up Gray Crag. Well, that's my current plan, which is that one. So High Street is the one just behind it, but Gray Crag is this one, and I'm going up there rather than High Street because it's, well, A, it's slightly shorter, and B, I've not been up there before, and I thought it'd be quite interesting to go up there and tick it off. So I'm just walking down from Birks, and I didn't mention before, but that big lump straight ahead is Place Fell. Just realised I made a little bit of a navigational error. So coming down from Birks, I was just following the path, but I should have been going more to the right. So I've been heading down towards Black Crags rather than Arnison Crags, which is where I want to be headed. So I've caught it before I've gone too far the other way. But yeah, I'm just skirting round the side of a hill now. So yeah, so I think I actually want to be down there. I was looking down to it just now, thinking, oh, I wonder what that is down there, and then, aha, that's where I want to be. Anyway, not too much of a problem. Just a reminder that you always have to be watching where you're going. Okay, I'm coming up to Arnison Crags. Okay, I've just arrived at the top of Arnison Crags. And for a peak that's not actually that high, you get really good views all the way around. So I've just come a short distance off the top of Arnison Crag to get a better view of where I'll be going. So once I've followed a path down to the base of Arnison Crag, I believe there's a bridle way which goes actually up there to the hamlet of Rooking, and then it goes along the valley up there, and then it joins the A road just there, at which point I'll turn left into Hartsop and then go up Gray Crag, which is this mountain here, after which I'll turn right over some other tops and back to the Kirkstone Pass, which is in there. So I've just crossed over the A road, back in the bottom of Patterdale and past the pub, and then over a lovely little bridge with a nice view down the river. And I'm now heading up to the hamlet of Rooking, and I'll be turning right and going up the valley. So I'm now walking up the valley from Rooking towards Hartsop. Ooh, red squirrels. I don't suppose I'll see any, but that's nice. Nice, but there might be some here. I do think hill walking is my favourite type of walking, but I do sometimes forget how nice valley walks can be. You don't have to go up a mountain to have a nice walk, and this is a lovely little spot here. So you may have noticed on top of Arnison Crag there was a little flower, a little buddleia flower in the cairn. Well, on the way down I got chatting to the other chap who had been up there just before me, and it turns out it was him that left it there, and it was it's a rather lovely idea actually. His late wife, who had loved both gardening and hill walking, so I think partly as a sort of act of remembrance, but also as a fundraiser for breast cancer. He's going around 100 different peaks, leaving flowers on the cairns of each one. So I just thought that was a lovely idea. So I'll try search out his his page on the internet when I get home. But yeah, he was awesome. He was telling me about how they previously they set up a school in Nepal, and I think she wrote a book about it as well. So yeah, sounds like they've had a very interesting life, and yeah, what a lovely way to remember her and raise some money for a good cause. There we go. There's Gray Crag now. I think the top's there, and then Funthwaite Crag over there. So you may have noticed from the light that time is getting on a little bit. It's just after 5 now, which means I think I've got about 2 hours until sunset, and then so a little bit more daylight after sunset, but not loads. So I'm expecting to see sunset from one of the peaks and be back to the car in the dark, which is not what I planned, but it's not necessarily a problem because the conditions are good, the forecast is good. I've got a head torch. I don't think it'll cause too much of a issue for me. If I was worried about that, there is a way up the valley that I could have taken to get back sort of more simply and more quickly. I think it may even be quite nice to see the sunset from up on the mountain. So this mountain on the right is Gray Crag, and then you can just about make out that lump over there is Funthwaite Crag, and then to the right of the col is Stony Cove Pike. On one of the maps there was a little bit of a path going up towards Gray Crag, but I've not actually seen one in practice, so I think this is as good a place as any to start making my way uphill. Well, it's going to be a bit of a slog up here. Aha! And just like that, I've come across the path which I was looking for. So here we are. This will make life a little bit easier, I think. So I'm just having a little breather to catch my breath and cool down a bit. I thought I'd point out some of the hills we can see. So this one over here is Brock Crag, and there we've got Rest Dodd, and over here is Knot, and I went up to those tops when I did the Martindale round, which was a very nice walk. So anyway, let's get going again. I just bumped into one person coming down who came over from Yorkshire. And a nice little chat. This is nice now. The gradient's beginning to level off a little bit, so, and I think it'll carry on levelling off a bit as we keep going up towards Gray Crag. We can actually see a little bit more of where we're going now. So as the sun's dropped down a bit lower into the clouds, it's started to get a fair bit colder. So I stopped to put another layer on, and to be honest, I think I might put another one on quite soon as well, actually, and also have a snack to keep my energy up. So I think I've got snacks and water just about right, because I've got another couple of bars, and I've got about half a litre of water left, which I think will be fine for getting back to the car. So yeah, it's all going well, and it's quite fun, sort of watching the mountains gradually go darker. And I think this is Gray Crag now. So here's the view from Gray Crag. Right, well, I am going that way, and then, well, I'll have to decide whether I bother going to the top or whether I just cut straight across and go to Stony Cove Pike. I'll decide as I'm walking along. So I've had a look at the map just now on the way over, and I think I've decided to give Thornfoot Crag a miss, and go straight to Stony Cove Pike over there. It's only 90 metres of ascent, and I don't know, probably just over from it, maybe a kilometre added to distance. But I just think it'd be better to get up to Stony Cove Pike quicker. So hopefully I'll be able to catch more of the sunset if I get there in time, and just so I'm not getting back quite so late. It also looks like coming down the right side of Thornfoot Crag, looks like it might be a bit rubbly, a bit scree. Might not be very nice. And there's plenty of other walks I can do that can include Thornfoot Crag, so I'll definitely be back another time. Anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna skirt down here towards the Col, and then go up Stony Cove Pike. Okay, I've now made it over to the path linking Stony Cove Pike and Thornfoot Crag, so I'm just going to it's petered out a bit, but anyway, I'm just going to follow that up to Stony Cove Pike now. light from the sunset is just starting to touch the top of St Crag and Gray Crag over there, which is lovely. Right, I'm gonna have to put this away because I need some hands for scrambling. I think I may have missed the best of it, sadly. But there's still the remains. Hopefully I'll get a good view once I get to this wall. Top of Stony Cove Pike is over there, but I'm going straight for the sun. Well, that's still rather nice. I'm glad I made it up in time to see some of the sunset, because it is still very nice. But yeah, so I'm now leaving Stony Cove Pike, and I've just got 2 or 3k back downhill back to the Kirkstone Pass, and look at that. So I'm walking down this grassy slope now towards that slightly more rocky ridge, which I think is called St Ravens Crag, and I'll go along there for a bit and then turn right, which will take me back to the Kirkstone Pass, which I don't know if you'll be able to make out or not. There are a few lights down there, which should be where it is. We're looking at over there, the moon is coming out. Okay, so now coming up to St Ravens Edge, and it's about 1 kilometre back to the car, so we're nearly there now. But I am dreaming of fish and chips at the moment. I'm trying to think if I'll be able to get fish and chips anywhere on the way home. Doesn't look like you can see much through this camera, but it's not actually that dark yet. I can see relatively well. I've still got vague colour vision, so it's not completely black and white yet, if that gives you an idea of how dark it is.
I really enjoyed this walk and had a great day. It was fairly long and physically challenging for me, but in a good way. There were great views for pretty much the entire walk, although the unexpected highlight for me was Arnison Crag with its fun rocky peak and lovely views down Ullswater. Thanks for watching, see you next time.